I was 19-year-old. It was a day before Holi. I was in college. I had just celebrated Holi with my friends. I was happy. I remember being happy. I remember what I was wearing, even now. Today I remember what I was wearing then, a salwar kameez. I even know the color, purple. I took an auto from my college gates to my house. Two young boys on a motorcycle threw at me what I first thought was a water balloon. It used to happen often. But what it wasn't a water balloon. It was a used condom. And what it did, the tangible impact of it on my life, was that I refused to go to college during Holi ever again. This festive season, another advertisement has allegedly hurt religious sentiments for some. A particular ad by Bharat Matrimony was in the eye of an anti-Hindu rhetoric storm of hurting cultural ethos and earning the boycott moniker online and on social media. The ad here, in this case, the ad campaign was heavily trolled on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, by certain right-wing groups and those of us who felt a Hindu festival was being insulted by highlighting, in this case, sexual violence during Holi. So what did this ad suggest that inflamed emotions to such an extent, resulting in social media bullying, resulting in a boycott call? Now, this particular ad talked about the trauma, the sexual assault faced by certain women that causes them to completely stop celebrating this lovely fun festival. Now, some users accuse the matrimonial website of targeting a particular community, in this case the Hindu community, and soon the floodgates to boycott Bharat Matrimony opened, and it was trending on Twitter and across social media platforms. Now, while those supporting the ban feel that there is a concerted attack on Hindu traditions in popular culture, the others question the ethos of New India, where, if you believe in plain speak, where there are multiple incidents of violence against women on Holi, yet you will be silenced. It was the first time I had someone pull up my shirt, shove color under it. It was the first time someone held me tight by the waist while languidly smearing color on my arms. It was the first time I was forced to put color on someone I did not know. I went back home, angry tears mixed with soap, while I scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed my skin. I scrubbed and I scrubbed so hard, I felt dirty long after the last molecule of color was washed off. How holy and sanctimonious we might want to get about the unholiness of harassment during this lovely fun festival of color is all too stark and not lost on anyone, including most of us who are watching. Leave alone the scores of women who are watching and have lived through some very uncomfortable experiences during Holi. No matter how much in denial we might want to be, but the celebration of Holi in India often has been marred by incidents of molestation, incidents of harassment. As the phrase goes, "Bura na mano, Holi hai." Don't feel bad, it is holy. It's used too many times to justify, many times, criminal acts of molestation, of harassment, where more often than not, women become the target. Holi gives an opportunity to some, not all, but some men, to harass women. They hide behind the veil of social sanctions of culture and unleash possibly their own sexual frustrations on unwilling women. Many women remain silent because they wonder if they're overreacting, or that they are plain ashamed of what is just really taking place and it shocked them. And those are the wounds that these women carry for years on without saying possibly anything and internalizing it. I was 14, puberty had just hit. My father was posted in a small town in Madhya Pradesh. I was playing with colony kids, my friends. And then a group of college students on scooters came. I was violated to an extent that I still cannot speak of it. I didn't know it then, but it was the last time I would ever play Holi. It's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be festive, it's supposed to be colorful. But color with consent is something which is still lost on many of us. For many of us women, walking alone or with a few friends on Holi. I'm talking to all the women who are watching this, where we see a group of men hanging on the curb of a road or a bylane. Does it not send chills down your spine if you don't recognize these men? Will we, or should we as women, ever be able to claim a festival that was meant to be joyous for all, not just one gender? We should be able to, no? But can that happen if we don't talk about it? Or we continue to shut down conversations that talk about it, like labeling this ad that spoke of it and call it anti-Hindu, refusing to address the main issue of sexual harassment during Holi. There's ample evidence to suggest sexual harassment cases spike during Holi. This year on Holi again, several state and city police departments took to social media to raise awareness against sexual harassment and hooliganism that often goes unchecked under the guise of festivities. The Mumbai cops put out a message on social media about color with consent and urged people to not break personal boundaries. Not just that, in Delhi University, brought out a notice on March 4th prohibiting students from playing Holi on the campus to prevent what they called hooliganism. They took a cue from last year's celebrations where multiple sexual assault charges were reported. Sexual harassment, or a word which we very often still use, I hate it, eve teasing, I don't know what that means, has been ingrained in us by popular culture as well, especially at a time of Holi, where popular culture normalizes harassment of women during this festival. There's a template in most Bollywood Holi songs. A woman, usually surrounded by a large group of men, she says no to participating and then eventually she gives in. This problematic pattern also sees itself reflect in real life, because on Holi, no doesn't mean no. So before we get all pious, all religious about hurt sentiments, about advertisements that mirror us, the society, or why is it that festivals of only one religion, in this case Hindu religion, are targeted? Maybe we should remember the attempt is not to target a festival or a religion. The attempt is that hopefully you are not targeted in the garb of this festival.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today Newsmo.